Now, in my last video of this series, I want to give you guys some tips and some advice to help maximize your profits and minimize your pain and frustration when you go to play blackjack at the casino. First thing, I cannot stress this enough. Blackjack is a negative expectation game. Negative. That means that over the long run, you are going to lose. The longer you play, the greater your chances of losing, basically. So keep that in mind. Blackjack is not a game that guarantees you profit, okay? You cannot beat the house edge for the simple fact that the dealer goes after you and the dealer only has one face-up card. That is what gives the house the constant edge. So over the long run, blackjack is a negative expectation game. My next tip or advice is to only bet what you can afford to lose, okay? If you are able to lose $300, then only bet $300, because seeing as how it's a negative expectations game, you want to understand that you can potentially lose all $300 playing blackjack. No matter how awesome you are at the blackjack strategy, how smooth you are at betting, you can lose all of your money. So when you do bet what you can afford to lose. Make sure you're not betting more than what you can afford to lose, or maybe a little more here and there. And oh, if I just win my money back, let me bet a little more and I can just win my money back or break even. No, go into the casino playing blackjack with what you can afford to lose. Another thing is to be disciplined when you do play blackjack. Know when to leave. If you're at a table and you've only been there 10 minutes and you've accumulated $500-600 in that 10 minutes, well, just as fast as you accumulated it, you can also lose it. So know when to leave the casino. Don't reach too far. Oh, I won 500 in 10 minutes. That means I'll win 500 more in 10 more minutes, right? Wrong. Know when to leave the casino, and it's all about discipline. A lot of people don't have that discipline, and they get at a table and they get on these hot streaks, which do happen. You get on hot streaks and they just want to keep going and oh, I got set back a little, but I've been on a hot streak, so I'll get another hot streak, and before you know it, they reaching back in their wallet for more money to get more chips. So be disciplined when you at the casino, right? Know when to leave. If you come up really quick and you content with what you won, it's okay to leave a little early. As long as you got more money in your pocket, who cares? Now that you know how to leave the casino, you also need to know what not to bring into the casino. And that is emotions. When you're playing blackjack and you bring emotions to the table, you tend to reach a little bit more. When you get a good hand and oh, I had a 20 and the dealer got a 21 with a 3-up card, or oh, I just doubled down 3 times and lost. Well, that's part of the game. That's part of blackjack. You're gonna get some pretty unreal and unbelievable hands if you play long enough. But leave your emotions out of it. Your emotions and your ego out of it, because then that's when you'll start betting silly. You'll start trying to get your money back, or thinking that you can beat the house if you just, keep reaching and reaching. That's all emotional. Leave that outside of the casino. If you are going to the casino to gamble your money and you want to give yourself the best chance of winning, then you have to leave emotions out of it. Emotions will never determine the outcome of cards, ever. That's just not how cards work. And speaking of how emotions will never determine the outcome of the cards, another thing you want to do is leave superstition far, far away from the table. You don't need to go off of hunches or feelings or something you saw or somebody winked at you. You don't want to base your blackjack playing off of any of those things. If you stick to the basic blackjack strategy, that will give you the most mathematical advantage when you play blackjack. Don't go off of hunches and feelings. Oh, I got a 12 and the dealer's up card is a 2. I shouldn't hit because I don't think it's gonna be a card that won't bust me. Don't do that. Stick with the basic blackjack strategy throughout your entire playing time, and that'll give you the best odds of winning. Our next tip is to just worry about your own hand, man. If you got 5 other people playing at the table, one person is loud, one person is playing bad, one person is playing good. What I mean by bad and good is some people don't use the basic blackjack strategy at all. Some people don't even know how to play blackjack, but they come just for the fun of it or whatever. You know, it's their hand, it's their money. You know, don't let that affect your playing, okay? A lot of times you're gonna see it. People play blackjack at a table with other people and they think that, oh, well, this person is playing wrong or they should have played this or that. So let me play this or that because of how they don't do that. Because at the end of the day, none of that really affects the outcome of what the dealer is gonna have. I say that because unless you can see through the cards, you never know what one person card is gonna do as opposed to another. And sometimes playing bad hands, when other people play bad hands at the table, it actually helps you. You know, it doesn't always hurt you. Because sometimes you'll see it. Everyone's playing basic blackjack strategy perfectly and they still lose. So don't worry about what other people are playing. You know, don't worry. Just play your hand based on basic blackjack strategy. And even your betting. Don't let what someone else bet affect your betting. Everybody's bankroll is not the same. You may see somebody betting $300, $400 every hand and they're winning and you, oh, well, maybe if I bet $300, I would. Nope, that would never work, okay? So just play your hand accordingly. Now, along with playing your hand accordingly while other people are at the table, here's another tip. Be careful when you offer other people at the table advice. Every now and then, you may get a person that doesn't quite know whether they should hit, stand, double down, and they might reach over and say, hey, what do you think I should do? Now, the reason you should be careful when answering that question is because if you tell them to do something and they do it and it's wrong, they're going to blame you. You don't have to offer advice. You can actually sit there stone-faced and focus on your hand, you know, but just be careful because your advice that you offer may not be the best advice, and it may not be the advice that everyone else at the table agrees with. So if you give advice and it goes wrong, everybody's going to look at you. So just be very careful if you do give advice. Okay, my next tip. The dealers do not control the cards. All the dealers do is take one card and pull it out and either give it to you or to them based on the rules of the game. Dealers have no bearing on what the outcome of the cards are. So if you're losing 9, 10 hands in a row, don't blame the dealer. It's not the dealer's fault. They have no control, literally no control. And I think that goes back to when I was talking about the superstitions. A lot of people think, oh, this is a nice dealer. I should get good hands. Oh, this is a mean dealer. I'm gonna get bad hands. That's all superstition. It doesn't matter who's dealing the cards. If they going by the rules, which they are because it's 100 cameras watching them, they have no effect on the card. So don't give the dealers a hard time. And if they ask you to do something, you know, take your phone away from the table. Don't use so much vulgarity. You know, don't reach over the table. Just respect that because they have rules to follow too. And if they're telling you to do something, it's more than likely because of the rules. So don't give the dealers a hard time. Now that we went over a couple of the do's as far as tips, let's go over the do-nots, the things you should never do when playing blackjack. Never, ever split 2 5s or split 2 10s. If you have a 20, that is a pretty strong hand. The only thing that can beat a 20 in blackjack is a 21 or blackjack, which is the same as a 21. So that's a very strong hand. It doesn't matter what the dealer's up card is, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, never split 10s. I'm emphasizing that because I see people splitting 10s all the time, and it is so against the basic blackjack strategy, and it makes my teeth hurt when I see it. But I don't say anything because it's their bid and their money, but it does make my teeth hurt. Never split fives, never split tens, never take insurance, ever, never. They put it in big letters at the table for a reason, because they want you to take insurance. But once again, the math says otherwise. The dealer does not have a high chance of having a blackjack, especially when you have a blackjack. So never, ever, ever take insurance. It's not worth it in the long run when it comes to the money, because you're still losing half of your money if you get the insurance. So never take insurance. Never take even money. Don't do it. Once again, it's right along the lines with the insurance. You never take even money with a blackjack. You want to take your money and a half, and plus the odds are not in the favor of the dealer of having a blackjack to where it warrants taking even money or insurance. Plus, you in the casino to gamble, right? So why would you take even money when you have a better chance of getting your money plus half of that? Because blackjack pays 3-2. All side bets is money you give into the casino because you're using superstition and a feeling to convince you that you'll win a side bet. This is why you don't come to the casino with superstitions and emotions, because that is what side bets thrive off of. I've seen people actually play blackjack at a casino just for the side bets. They don't care about losing the main bet. They only play to win the side bets. Side bets are sucker bets, and the casino loves them. Do not ever take a side bet. And with all that being said, man, blackjack is a pretty fun game to play. It's easy to learn, difficult to master. But if you memorize the basic blackjack strategy, that'll give you the best chance at winning when you play the game. Like I said, if you're going to gamble your money doing something, you may as well give yourself the best chance of winning. And if anybody is preaching to you, they know a way to beat the system or live off of playing blackjack or always winning and never losing, then they just selling you smoke. And if you believe that, I got beachfront property in Nevada that I will sell you.